to what's new to you. Today, we're gonna talk about butternut squash. I am gonna teach you a recipe, which is the easiest way to cook it, prepare it for your family, and it is very healthy for your body. This little vegetable, it is very misunderstood. And believe it or not, this is part of my New Year resolution, new me, new year, new me, new healthy. And believe it or not, for the past 10 days, I have been shedding pounds like crazy, and I didn't even believe it, just because I have changed certain habits and how we do it. And the entire family is grateful for it. I have more energy, and therefore I am giving you these recipes and being on YouTube a little bit more. Let me show you how. So first of all, I brought this home. I washed it, and then I put it on cooking paper and on a sheet, and I put it in the oven, 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. If you preheat the oven, if the oven is not preheated, you can just put it in there, set the timer to an hour, and forget it. Go do something else, prepare the other vegetables, do your other things, work or whatever, and then when it beeps, you just take it out. And it is so delicious, and it is so sweet. It gives you the same taste as sweet potato, but it's not as caloric as sweet potato. It's not as starchy as sweet potato. It is good for your glycemic level, especially if you're watching your sugar. It is a vegetable. It has a lot of water, has a lot of nutrients, and it is amazing. With this, you can make gnocchis if you want. You can vegetable gnocchis, which I can show you on a different recipe on a different video. You can actually make French fries and present them to your family, and they will eat them and they will love them, especially if they love sweet potato fries. Also, you can quarter them and make them in salads, or you can make it just as a side dish. So it's up to you. So I did not add any oil, no sugar, nothing. So I just put it in the oven. Now it's outside of the oven, and look how beautiful it is, okay? And the sugars from the vegetable has caramelized, so there is no added sugar whatsoever, okay? So you can actually harvest this sugar right here, and you can put it aside if you'd like, and use it for something else, for a sweetener in one of your coffees, teas, or your recipes. This is what I'm gonna do. So let me go wash my hands, and I will be right back to show you. Whenever I cook with food or vegetable, I always like to put my gloves. I just think it's very sanitary, it's healthy, and also it does not make your hands dry, so you don't have to put too much cream and the soaps, especially if you're allergic to them. You do not harm your hands, and they always look beautiful. And you don't have to do your manicures or pedicures or whatever. So here we go. First of all, this is what I'm gonna start with. I am gonna transfer this into my cutting board, which I have right below. And let me show you how. We're gonna go ahead and clean it up. There's two parts to this acorn squash, and the lower half has the seeds, and the top half does not have the seeds. So what I'm gonna do is the top half, I'm gonna save it for the French fries. The lower half, I am gonna save it for the salads and such. So we're gonna get rid of this. All right, so let's put this one aside, okay? And then we're gonna cut it in half. Look how beautiful, and it's gorgeous, and it's fully cooked. You can actually just take a spoon and just dive in. That would be me, you know, a snack, that's perfect. And who said you cannot eat healthy? I'm telling you, if you have a little bit of time, you can absolutely eat healthy. There we go. And it does not require time. If you work from home, if you have to make something on the go, you can make it the night before and throw it in the fridge once it's done. And the next day when you come home, if you're working, you just go ahead and cut it up and prepare it. Or you can do what I'm doing right now is I am preparing it ahead of time, which takes not that much, not that long. So the bottom parts we're gonna do in squares. So let's do that. So we're gonna save that for salads. We decide to have a soup. Nobody wants to eat it. We'll make a soup at the end of the week. Cut it small slices, little squares. It's still hot, as you can see. I wish you could smell it. It smells delicious. So it's pretty much just like an avocado when you're trying to take it off. So you can do that, or I am gonna get a paring knife to make it easier for me. And just to take the skin off, okay? As you can see here, it falls into pieces. That's it, just like cutting a watermelon or a honeydew. When you make squares, when you make a salad for it, there we go. Beautiful. And it gives you that sweetness craving. It gets rid of it. So you can eat this as a snack as well if you'd like, which is my favorite part. Or you can add it to a dish. Say you're making steak and you don't want to have sweet potatoes, the real sweet potatoes, you can substitute it with this one. And it's always in the vegetable produce section, and it's not very expensive. Those juices are amazing. They add up to your food, and you do not have to feel guilty about not eating sugar or reaching to your pantry for useless snacks that are not healthy for you or for your children. You can make like a mashed acorn squash. That is so good. And you add some cinnamon, some nutmeg to it. So good, so good. You can do anything with that. So now that I showed you how to do this portion, I'm gonna leave this portion for later, this other portion for later, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do the French fries. If your family love French fries and you want something else to substitute it with, and it is a vegetable and it's amazing, and you do not have to feel guilty about the oils or anything like that. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let me see if I can, you know what, I am gonna just dive in. We're gonna cut it in half, okay? And we are gonna cut it long sides, so we're gonna mimic that sweet potato look, okay? And then this is what we're gonna do. Some people leave it with the skin, actually, so it is up to you if you want to leave it with skin or not. I just find it's easier to cut after you cook the acorn squash and make whatever you want with it, rather than cutting it when it's not cooked, because when it's not cooked, it is very, very hard to cut. And sometimes I'm afraid I'm gonna cut myself, so I cook it, and it's easy to go. And if it's cold, let's say you prepared it the day before and it's cold, it's even better. Oh, the skin wants to come off. Okay, that's great. That makes my life actually easier. All right, look at these beautiful slices here. And if they get cut, it's not a big deal. As you can see here, it is amazing. There we go. See the slices? Here we go. Make this a little bit more visible for you. because I'm working on this platform. You can make them thick, you can make them thin, any way you want. It is welcomed, okay? What you can do, you can either serve it this way to your family, or you see how beautiful it is? You can serve it this way to your family, or with some cinnamon and nutmeg on top with no sugar added. Or you can, what you can do is you can throw it in the oven and put the broiler on for a little bit, for a little longer, and then it will crisp up a little bit, so that way it will give you that little crispiness. So it is totally up to you on what you'd like to do, but this is my favorite recipe of the acorn squash, and actually everyone calls me and asks me how do I prepare this, and I am so glad I got a chance to go ahead and share this with you, because it is healthy, guilt-free. You don't have to worry about calories, sugar, salts, I don't know, fat, oils, and it does not need anything. It's really, you know, it's perfect. It's really the perfect, and it gives you also, for some people who like the pumpkin pie flavors around the holidays, it gives you that craving for the pumpkin pie. You can actually make this, and I will make a recipe for a pumpkin pie with acorn squash in a future recipe, and I will show you how that's done, and it's very low calorie and guilt-free, and you can eat it anytime. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I will bring you healthy food for this new year, for new you, and you will see all your pounds shedding off very quickly. You will see happy family, you know, your energy will rise, and you will be thankful for that. You will be happier. Okay, thank you for watching, and tune in for the next episode.